Good morning and welcome to Waking Up with Don. I have a very interesting guest here today. I've got James Thompson, or JT as he's known. He's a sports nutritionist, and I think he's got a lot to share with you when it comes to keeping fit, staying in shape, and eating right. JT, welcome to the
Thanks for
show.
having me.
Yeah, now, where you do this professionally as a living, don't you?
I have for, ages me, but a little over 20 years.
Wow. Now, where are you now? You're with Dr. Nation, aren't you?
I am right here off 77. I have an office there inside his. We've partnered. It's been about 5 weeks now, but it's been incredible. The response has been incredible.
Yeah. Now you're a sports nutritionist.
Yes.
Right. Not a dietitian.
That's correct.
So there is. What's the distinction between those two?
School-wise, there's a difference in the amount of education that you get as to be a dietitian versus a sports nutritionist. But a sports nutritionist is more geared towards performance-based and appearance-based nutrition, and not just the 4 food groups in health.
Right.
A lot of times you catch dietitians that'll be working in hospitals, nursing homes, things like that, to keep patients and people eating on a relatively healthy diet. But I've got maybe 6 or 8 dietitians as patients currently that I do nutrition for.
Isn't that something?
All right.
Wow. So between you and Dr. Nation, I suppose, you constructing healthy diets for people?
Very much so. I deal a lot of ergogenic aids, supplements, natural supplements, and I've been in the prevention business, if you will, with nutrition for 20 years.
Ergogenic aid?
Well,
is that
supplements.
Supplements, okay.
Anything that you use above and beyond food to supplement your diet, whether it be amino acids or protein powder or liver tabs or any of the other host of supplements that you can use for natural reasons.
Who's your typical patient? I mean, would a guy like me walk in, 50 some odd years old, saying,
Very much
hey,
so.
I got a spare tire, can you help me out?
That's probably the majority.
Really?
And it was the majority up until Dr. Nation and I got together. A lot of the people that I've dealt with in the past, a lot of clients I've had in the past were more worried about appearance than health.
Right.
As we get older, health becomes more and more important, and that kind of begins to trade places, and you start worrying more about your health and the medications that you're on and coming off the medications you're on or reducing the medications you're on. So now my patients are maybe 50-50. I have a lot of people that are coming in for that reason, to lose weight and to feel better, but then we have a lot of people that are diabetics, that are coming off of diabetic medication, thyroid medication, cholesterol medication, blood pressure medication.
Oh yeah, blood pressure is a big thing, particularly when you get older and you put on a few pounds.
It doesn't take much to kick it up.
Yeah, it sure doesn't.
The foods we eat and weight is a big factor in all that.
We have to run off to a break right now in the local weather, but after this break, let's talk about what a healthy diet consists of.
Fantastic.
And some of the recommendations that you might be able to give men and women that might come and visit you.
Absolutely.
You're watching Waking Up with Don. I'm speaking with JT, who's a sports nutritionist, and now we're going to go off to your local weather, brought to you by the West Pittman Law Firm, westpittmanlawfirm.com. Welcome back to Waking Up with Don. I'm speaking with sports nutritionist James Thompson, otherwise known as JT, based out of Nation's family practice up there in Lynn Haven. You work with Dr. Nations. Say I walk into your clinic, what would be the typical experience for like a middle-aged paunchy guy walking in, and I'd say, hey JT, do something with this?
Sure.
What would you do?
Well, we start off with anybody the same way. There's a certain amount of information that I need to gather to be able to do your nutrition.
Okay, male, female, young, old?
Doesn't matter. I've got patients as young as 8 to 12 years old and as old as mid-90s. And any demographic, health concerns, just appearance-based concerns, et cetera, all really starts from the same spot. Especially now being with Dr. Nation, I have access to a lot more than what I had before, which was always wanting to get blood work and lists of medications and things like that.
So would you throw me on a scale?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, we weigh and measure to start. That along with your current dietary habits, what your daily activity level is, what type of work do you do, likes and dislikes of food, medical history, family medical history, your blood work, etc., all plays a role.
All right, so you get all this, you collect all this information.
That's right.
And then you sit down and you analyze this somehow.
That's right.
And then you try and find some happy balance where it's going to get me to
absolutely. Everybody's going to have a certain amount of carbs, fat, and protein that they need. Once I gather the information that I need from you as an individual and everything else taken into consideration, basically all gets laid out. And I build your nutrition. This is not a computer program. It's not prescripted. I don't have templates. This is a blank Word document that I start with, and I do letter by letter, meal by meal, line by line, ounce by ounce of exactly what you need. And that nutrition program to begin with, whether you're trying to gain weight or lose weight or change your physique in any way or health anyway, is really going to always be about the same. That first nutrition program that you get is the format and the style and the ratios and the water intake will never change.
So will it get my energy up? Will I be able to sculpt my body and do the things that I want to do?
Absolutely. You get, not only do you get the body fat loss that you want and the muscle tone you want, but you get a lot of things that people don't think about. Everything from your vision improves to blood sugar's more stable, your sleep patterns change, the lethargy that everyone loves to get in the middle of the day between 1 and 3 o'clock goes away.
After lunch, I'm shot for at least an hour.
And a lot of that has to do with nutrition and sleep.
Yeah, good sleep hygiene can't be underestimated. You've worked, I guess, with some celebrities in the past, or at least the Biggest Loser, where those people go in, they have this competition to lose weight. You were a consultant for that show, weren't you?
For a while. I did from 2003 to 2010. I did a lot of those guys. They go to California, they film the show, and then when they leave, they solicit the advice of someone. They've got a period of 12 to 16 weeks, and then they go back to finish the show up. So I've done a few individuals and a few of the family editions as well that I've worked with.
Now, those people lose weight at a rapid rate.
An unhealthily rapidly weight.
Right.
Yes.
So it is a competition.
That's all it's about is the scale.
So it's all about the scale. It's an unhealthy competition. It's nothing you would really recommend.
No, I don't. And even the folks that I've worked with in the past, it's nothing that's sustainable long term. You can't lose weight at that rate and it just be body fat. You're losing muscle mass, you're losing water, you're losing body fat, even bone density and things like that change.
Holy mackerel! Wow. Yeah. So what's a healthy rate of weight loss?
You're the fastest that any body, male, female, young, olds, the fastest that your body can metabolize lipids and expel the waste product from used body fat is about 1.5 to 2.2 pounds a week. That's your max. If you're losing more than that on a consistent basis past the first month or two,
you're hurting yourself, huh?
You're hurting yourself and you're losing lean muscle mass.
JT, if people wanted to get in touch with you or learn more about this, how can they do that?
They can look us up direct at Dr. Nation's office at Nation's Best Health on 77. They can contact me direct through my cell phone.
Okay.
850-276-5343, and set an appointment to come in and see me.
All right, JT, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
I'm going to come by and visit you.
Please do.
See if we can do something about my little friend here.
We'll take care of it.
All right. You're watching Waking Up with Don. We'll be right back after your Max Biz tip from Zenobia.
Hi, Zenobia Andrews here, your business system strategist, and I am delighted to be inside the Max Out Studios bringing you your Max Biz tip for today. Listen, all week long we've been talking about building hiring systems, creating a hiring system that will result in you getting the results that you want and bringing in that ideal candidate to be a part of your team and your organization. And listen, what I want you to consider today is this. Number one, how are you going to call the references? How are you going to call those candidate references that you have coming in? You can go several different routes. You can call them by phone. You can send letter requests for information. But I really want you to start thinking about that step as well. And then number two, how are you going to submit application requests for background checks? For driving background checks, for credit, for criminal record background checks. This is super, super important. And there's several resources online that they'll do it for you. Consider that option as well. And then number three, I want you to consider how you will write your offer letter or the rejection letter. Yes, even the rejection letter, because this shows the candidate that regardless if you choose them or not, that your company appreciates their time that they came in to interview with you. Listen, I'm Zenobia Andrews, your business system strategist, and I am here to support you. If you're creating a hiring system or you want one for your company because you're not satisfied with the results that you're getting, I would love to help you get to that place where you need to be to create a very great and amazing hiring system. Listen, you can reach me at www.zenoviaandrews.com. And if you follow me on social media, hey, I'll follow you back. And let's continue to press towards the max.
Welcome back to the show. I have Pamela Elliott in studio from Elliott Vocal Studios to give you your vocal tip of the week. Pamela, what are we talking about this week?
Well, we are going to talk about breath and the right kind of singing breath.
Okay, that has nothing to do with Listerine or mouthwash or anything. We're talking about
No,
breath capacity, right?
Yes.
Not the actual.
Not
no,
bad
okay.
breath.
Thank goodness.
There's a myth. It's funny. When we get our singer's breath, especially when you're a new singer, we tend to go, and we try to get it all up in here, and it's really kind of funny. We're just like, oh my gosh, it's the wrong kind of breath. And the teacher goes, no, we want to get belly breath. We want to breathe from our diaphragm, or you hear this terminology. Well, we do want to get belly breath. Now, our diaphragm works for us really well, and we don't have to think about that as much. We want to just get that big belly breath. That's where we breathe anyway. Mm-hmm. So when we're just relaxed and I'm talking to you, I'm getting my breath in the right place already.
Belly breath.
Belly breath,
Mm-hmm.
That's right. And so the thing is just not to overthink it. So because when we overthink, then we raise our shoulders, and guess what? We don't have any support bump up to the air that we have way up here in our chest, because that's not a whole lot of air anyway. When we get belly breath, us girls have, well, let me back up just a little bit and talk about support just for a second. Girls or women get our support from our lower ab muscles. Mm-hmm. Men get their support from their middle abs.
When it comes to singing or
When
speaking.
it comes to singing and speaking, yes.
Mm-hmm.
So we want to make sure we get big belly breath so that our support system is bumped up to our air, so it truly does act as a support system.
So how do you do that?
Just belly breathe. Mm-hmm. And do lots of crunches.
Okay.
No, just kidding. That doesn't hurt, actually,
Yeah.
to exercise and work out those muscles and work your core of your body out. I mean, it is important to stay fit when you sing, because you'll be a better singer. It makes sense. So anyway, we're going to do a little exercise.
Oh boy.
Yeah, come on. Don's going to do this exercise, you guys.
I'm still recovering from the bubble.
I thought you did quite well on the bubble.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome. This exercise is called the hook. It's pretty much a classical exercise. It probably just goes across all genres and all kinds of music and all methods of teaching. And we use the HOO sound to expel a little bit of air. We try to reserve our air because we want to have good breath control too. We don't want to just let all our air out at one time. So we really work on the breath and holding it out and seeing how long we can do it. And at the end, we're going to just put a K on the end and let our tummy pop out. So
Okay.
we're just going to get a nice big belly breath. And listen, your voice is going to go in and out on this, most likely. It always does. And that's okay. We're working on breath. We're not working on voice. The voice is just an extra thing we're putting in there, okay?
Okay.
So how it goes is like this. We're going to get big air, and this best to time yourself. So you start on the 12 or the 6 or the whatever.
See, my first impulse is to take a big breath. I'm going back to the bubble. And you're doing that a long time. And it goes on, and it goes. It sounds like you could go on for even longer.
I stopped because I want you to do it.
Okay.
And I want you to make sure you think of your belly.
Okay.
Don't think of the manly chest here.
Okay.
Think of our belly and
Okay.
just really fill up. And then just HOO sound.
Ooh, that was your vocal tip of the week, brought to you by Pamela Elliott from Elliott Vocal Studios. And we'll see you next week with another vocal tip. Welcome back to Waking Up with Don, and thanks so much for watching today. I've got Cody Gwynn here in the chair, and he's from SOS Fencing and Decks. Cody, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
You know, decks and fences, it's kind of a big deal. I mean, I live in a new neighborhood, and people are throwing up fences left and right.
Yes.
There's a lot of choices to be made.
There are a lot of choices.
What's your most popular type of fence
Our
nowadays?
most popular is vinyl, whether it be vinyl privacy or vinyl picket. Up there where you live, probably be aluminum. It's picket aluminum. It would give you a better view of the lake. You know.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be less. It would be less obtrusive than.
And picket aluminum looks like those old iron fences
exactly.
that you see.
It's what most people think is iron. Down here, close to the water, if you're within 7 to 30 miles of the water, you don't want to use iron or it'll rust. So we go with aluminum, which takes a lot longer for it to rust over.
Yeah, they're really expensive.
They're not
expensive
that
thing
bad.
to do?
At first, when they came out, it was pretty expensive. Now that they've come out with some new technology, the price has dropped a little bit, and it's more affordable for everybody.
Yeah, do you see different types of vinyl fences going up?
There's
I mean, my
several,
old house, we
yeah.
had that kind of
We got
stockade vinyl
privacy.
fence.
We can now do any type of fencing that you can imagine with vinyl. We do 6-foot privacy. We do 8-foot privacy. We do shadow box. I don't know if you're familiar with shadow box.
No, what's that?
It's generally a wood type of fence. It's where you've got a board here and a board on the back, and it's kind of spaced where you can see through it at an angle. We can do that with vinyl now as well. We do vinyl 4-foot picket, just like the small aluminum fences you see. So vinyl is our top seller. They can do anything now with vinyl. And
How about wood? Is that still popular?
wood's pretty popular, just because people stick to what they know.
Yeah.
You know, that's the other thing. We stain wood as well. So we have a big stain machine. We'll put up a wood fence and we'll go back and stain it in about 3 weeks with our machine. And it takes us about 45 minutes to stain 300 foot of fence.
Wow.
So where it takes most people 7 days or 8 days to stain it, you know, we do it in 45 minutes and save you all that time.
And it just adds so much more to the look of the fence.
It does.
Too.
It does. It stays on there for 7 years, guaranteed, without fading. So that's a pretty good deal.
I mean, that takes a lot of time to stain, especially a big fence.
Exactly.
And the difference in the look between like raw wood and finished
Oh,
wood
yeah.
is
It
like
just
night and day,
fades
isn't
to
it?
gray in about 3 months. Your pretty new fence is back to gray. So that takes it 7 years, and then you have the choice of staining again and just preserving the fence for as long as you want.
Is there a time of year when you're more busy than other years? I mean, is it like springtime? Yeah.
Yes, definitely. Fortunately, this year we actually didn't slow down at all. Generally, winter is pretty slow, but I think the economy boost is back, and we've just been busy. But now we're really backed up for a month or two. So
sounds like a good problem to have.
It's a good problem to have. It's a very good problem to have.
And I guess with the uptick in real estate now, you guys are staying busy.
Yes, we have a lot of commercial contracts with the home builders and construction companies around here. So anything they do, we do for them. We're right on the spot for them, and we can offer the same prices that they get to the regular person. So.
Well, I'm going to talk price with you after this commercial break. We'll be right back after these messages, and we're going to talk to Cody about fencing and decks. Welcome back to the show. I'm speaking with Cody Gwynn from SOS Fencing and Decks, and we're talking about fencing for the most part.
Decks, yeah.
But
we haven't got into our decks and the other things we do yet.
Yeah, what are some of the other things you do? Because as the name infers, you would think it's just, if you want a fence, call you guys.
And decks. The other word in our name is decks. We do decks, we do gazebos, we do pergolas, arbors, anything you can imagine outside. We're like a specialist for outside projects.
What if I don't know what I want? And I call you and say, can you come out to the backyard and take a look and see
what we broad spectrum of books that you can look at. We've done yards that look like Mr. Miyagi's in the Karate Kid. It's crazy. We do a lot of cedar work. We do art. We do anything from pergolas, like I said, to arbors, gazebos. And then there's the other side of the fencing. We do a lot of industrial fence, commercial grade. We do gate operators, whether it be a small gate that you just want to get in and out of your driveway, or a 30-foot cantilever gate for a prison,
Wow.
And we do 8-foot tall, the thickest chain link you can imagine, with razor wire and barbed wire.
I don't think I want that at my house.
Down to 4 foot tall, just residential grade.
Now, chain link is not really that attractive.
It's not very attractive, but for the person that has a very low budget, it's very cheap to put up and have done right. And a lot of it has to do with dogs nowadays. People want their dogs. They've got the no leash law now, so you have to have a fence up.
But chain link, you got that gray metal look to
Got
it.
the gray little but we have several different colors. Chain link comes in now as well.
Really?
Yeah, they can powder coat it black or green or anything you like. So
I guess if it's black, it's not too
black.
ugly.
Black. You look at a black chain link and sometimes you can't even see it actually.
Wow.
It's pretty cool. So.
Well, that's an affordable option. I guess a
is.
lot of people can have.
It is.
Now, if someone wanted to get in touch with you guys or figure out, say, hey, can you just come out and consult and tell me what kind of fence would be best for my property?
We have
Would you do that?
2 or 3 ways of getting a hold of us. We have our phone number is 850-319-9136, and our website is sfands.net.
Okay. Well, that's SOS Fencing.
Yes.
Cody, Gwen, thanks so much for coming on
Thank
the
you
show,
very
and
much.
and good luck with all the fencing. I'm happy to hear that business
Yes, sir.
is picking
Business
up
is
and the
backed up,
economy's
so
on a
give us a
rebound.
call. Yes, sir.
Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you.
You've been watching Waking Up with Don, and we'll see you next time.